In the Trenches with Ryan Roxie.
I'm gonna slide straight into Don't Let the Truth Get in the Way of a Good Story.
You got it.
And that's difficult for me because being that I've known you for like 16 years now, I think I know a lot of the stories.
You know if it's fact or fiction.
Yeah, but there is one, and feel free to not tell the story. But I was told by a man in Hollywood about something called the Miracle of London, where is it true that you managed to essentially bullshit your way into the Led Zeppelin reunion show?
Total fact. Yeah, I snuck my way into the reunion Led Zeppelin show, and it was one of the coolest things to have ever happened because I'm so glad I was able to see it. Now, was it the greatest show, especially the first couple songs when the sound was, really tweaking it and working it? No, I was there. I'll be honest with you. There was definitely some sound issues in the first couple songs, but once they got it all dialed in, it was so great to see Led Zeppelin for the first time. I'd never seen them before. And Jason Bonham, he played drums that night, in place of his father, stole the show. He just played great. Obviously, everybody contributed and did their thing, and John Paul Jones was on top of his game, no doubt. Jimmy Page played great. Robert Plant sang great. It was obviously Led Zeppelin. There's no doubt about it. But the story of getting into that show was quite insane, and Alan White, who's the drummer of Yes, him and his wife, I always thank his wife for taking the phone call as I was sitting outside with another buddy who had come down, and I didn't know this, Jack Middleman. He had come down to the same venue without a ticket. I had no ticket. He had no ticket. I had maybe a wish that there might be a guest list. There was no guest list at the end of the day. Apparently, who was it? Not Jeff Beck, but Eric Clapton. Yeah, one of those guys. Yeah, Eric Clapton. Eric Clapton called Jason and asked for a ticket. And Jason said, sorry, man, I can't help you out. So obviously, if Jason was going to be my ticket in and he had to turn down Eric Clapton, well, guess who else got turned down? So I was content to hang out in the bar outside the O2, right outside, and go to the after parties because that's where my buddies had all gone or said that we could go to. Well, Alan White's wife answers the phone call from my buddy Jack because we knew each other from a charity event that we had done with Alan and my buddy Jack and myself. It was actually a John Lennon tribute. She takes the phone call. She says, wait right where you're at. She comes out with 2 laminates from the opening band because the opening band, I believe it was I think it was Yes or it was Asia that opened up that show. Do you remember? Maybe somebody in the chat does. But it was the band that Alan was playing in. 2 laminates, comes out, put the lanyards around our necks. And she goes, don't look at anybody. Just walk straight through all the way until we get into our dressing room. And so literally, I looked straight ahead and I just walked straight through past the velvet rope. See, in my peripheral vision, I'm seeing pretty much everybody who's who. Seeing the guys, Noel Gallagher's on the right and Marilyn Manson's on the left. And, some sort of actress is here and, passes right by that you definitely recognize. And I don't look at anybody though. I'm just like, no, past the security, past the first wave, past the second wave. But they see the laminate. So they let me go right through, get all the way to Alan's dressing room. I take it off, say, thank you so much. He goes, hey, first 8 rows are all just guests. You can sit anywhere you want. It's general admission in the first 8 rows. Go enjoy it. So I watched the show, Led Zeppelin, from probably the 7th row. And it was it's an experience. And the fact that, and the coolest thing about it is that the story sort of traveled because afterwards I met up with the guys from LA, your mystery man from LA, who is
Coke
Keith and
Santa,
Paul.
we should call him. Oh, you said his
Well, it's
name. You
Keith
said
and
his
Paul,
name.
and Paul Blazek has been on the podcast as well. But I met those guys up, and they told Joe Elliott from Def Leppard about the story, and we all met at this after party at Jason's hotel. And Joe Elliott comes up and goes, I heard you just snuck your way into Led Zeppelin. It's fucking cool, mate. And I was like, Joe Elliott said I was cool. Such a fanboy I was.
But this is the thing. I mean, I think it's easy for people to forget that you guys are fans too. You started out as fans, and if it means getting in to see a band that big, then you will also do what you can to get in.
If you're into music and you're not a fan, it's just only about you, then I just don't see how you can appreciate other people's respect and admiration for you as an artist, because you have that same admiration for musicians that your fans do. So I think you have to have that. If not, then you're just going to perhaps treat your fans like shit. And you can't do that, at least not for too long. I mean, there's obviously people that do not treat their fans right, and I don't feel it lasts long. I try to do everything I can to make sure that our fans, whether it's fans of this show or fans of the System 12 or fans of just me in general, I try as much as I can to know how much we appreciate them, let them know how much we appreciate them, because I appreciate so many musicians and what they've brought to the table as well. So, yeah, I think you have to. I'm Ryan Roxie, and I've taken all my years of experience of playing guitar, and I want to pass the torch of rock and roll on to you. Check out the System 12 Guitar Method.